as we're jumping a couple of items and not discussing the budget first of all, that this item, as many other proposals that will be coming to Cabinet and to Council, is within the context of the huge grant reductions that we've had from the Tory government. We in social care, adult social care, have had a reduction of 20%, which is a fifth of all of our services or people within our services. And so I'd like to just say that that's the context that we find, that I find myself presenting this paper tonight. Okay, so as you know, our contract for Meals on Wheels is with the Royal Voluntary Service until the end of March next year. The meals are provided to people who have been assessed as having a critical or substantial need under the Fair Access to Care criteria. In all, there are 146 people in receipt of Meals on Wheels, and all but 23 of them live alone. The demand for Meals on Wheels has been going down steadily over the years, from 56,535 meals in 2009 to under 33,000 in 2013-14. This appears to be due to the use of microwave ovens and cheaper frozen meals. At the moment, each meal costs approximately £8, with a client contributing half of that amount and the council the other. So that's £4 subsidy. Last year, the team went to overview and scrutiny, seeking approval to go out to consultation on a number of options, and the committee actually added another option. The outcome of that consultation went back to the committee, and tonight we're being asked to approve their preferred option. Basically, this option is to end the current contract and provide a subsidy in the form of a direct payment to service users so they can have a choice of provider. While the subsidy will go down from £4 to approximately £4 to approximately £1.25 per meal, the cost to the client will not rise. That is because we have discussed with Havering Council, who have an award-winning catering service, and they already supply many of our schools, if they would provide Meals on Wheels to service users in Thurrock, which they have agreed to do. So users will be able to use that or choose another organisation if they so wish. But we will of course provide support and advice to our clients to arrange a meal service if necessary. Although we won't be actually procuring the service for Meals on Wheels, it will ensure that those who need it will still get the service that they require. If we agree this proposal tonight, it will secure an initial saving of approximately £50,000 next year, with a constant saving of approximately £100,000 each year after that.
Participants, essentially more, didn't say whether it's one or more, mentioned the possibility of hubs and community bases supplying hot food and getting people in to eat. Presumably, the kind of choice that you're offering with direct subsidy doesn't stop that kind of service being something that could be expanded into community hubs and other community facilities in the future.
The community for the community. There's nothing stopping a group of people setting up an enterprise, either in the hub or in a local area, to provide that kind of service. So yes, there are choices, and really that's an excellent way to look at it as a positive. That we can start to include hubs and things in people's choices.
Anybody else? No. The council's...
It's more than just about the meal. There's also prompt medication. Is that still going to continue? Drinks for the clients when we go in, check they're safe and well when they're home, and report back to social services. Is that still going to continue?
Anybody that has a substantial need would also be in receipt of other care, so that care option will be enhanced to ensure that people are getting their prompts and they are getting their regular visits that they need. I have been out with your Meals on Wheels service, and I have to say that you do a fine job, and nobody's saying that that isn't the case. You do a fine job, but in these tough times of financial constraints, we cannot afford to give an extra £2.75 per meal. For every single meal that's produced, it's £2.75 extra that is going to have to be paid for by the council. And in these times, our really, really tough times with reduction in the grant from the government, we can't do that any longer.
No, I understand that, thank you, but at the same time, these elderly people we're going into didn't cause this recession or cause the problems with, and they're suffering for it, or potentially they could. So I would just, like to say that really.
And I'd like to agree with you wholeheartedly that it isn't the fault of anyone at the sharp end, whether it's staff or that are losing their jobs, or whether it's people in receipt of services. They didn't cause any of these problems, and unfortunately this government seemed to take quite delight in reducing our grant.
I do find it disappointing, obviously, that you're going to recommend the choice that you're going to go down. In view of that, can you actually say whether or not you'd be able to apply for the members of staff that currently work for the service, if you're going to be transferring that work and that whole service over to another provider?
No.
Okay, can I invite Jackie Hinchcliffe, who's the council's head of HR?
I'd have to look at it in far more detail on the basis that the approach is to go to personal budgets, therefore allowing choice. Then my initial reaction would be no, because you're not transferring the existing service to a new provider.
And I'll invite